do one thing that's like out of the norm every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm trying to do that. It's really people, cause like I still like feel that way now. Like that's why like when we run it, I'm always trying to wave at people, like speak.
It gets you out your comfort zone. One thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, man, you already know what it is, man. It's that. Yes, sir. J.U. and Kingmeechyyy in here, man. J.U., Kingmeechyyy in here. Beautiful Thursday evening. Y'all catching this on Friday. You already know. How you doing, man?
You know me, man. I'm heavily blessed, so I cannot complain. Great Thursday. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Nice productive day. Got a good workout in. Probably sliding the sauna tonight.
Sauna, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's our first episode of March.
Yes, sir.
Hey, birthday. My birthday, March 29th. I expect all y'all to say happy birthday to me, no cap. Y'all got 28 more days.
Facts. You know what day of the week that is?
It may be a Wednesday. It's either a Wednesday or a Thursday. I'm not particularly sure.
Yeah, man. Guess
we're gonna have some strippers in here, no cap.
The stripper episode.
I was kidding. But anyway, we can get right into it.
Yes, sir. So today we're gonna talk about the biggest type of woman to avoid, and probably like the number one trait in a cheating woman, no matter if it's like the whole woman or the quote unquote good woman. This is probably gonna be like the number one trait if she's like cheating or just like doing something wrong. It's the bored woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like and we're not talking like, we already know how the attention whores are, like the ones that like need so much social media validation and just sit on their phones all day and need to feel to be in the clubs and out in the spaces. Like, we already know, avoid those women. But a good woman can be a bored woman as well, you know what I'm saying? And that is like a big thing that I see with like a lot of long-term relationships and a lot of like marriages falling apart, is a woman becoming bored.
I definitely feel that. But like, when we say bored, are we talking about like not having a job bored, or having a job but like bored in a relationship?
I think it can be both. It can be a little bit of both. I think the biggest thing of how it happens is like you not having like, okay, she might be a good woman, she might be able to take care of kids and do this, that, and the third, but is she interested in your world, and is she interested in your purpose and interested in the things that you got going on? Like, if you're the type you like going to gun shows or car shows or doing certain things on the weekend, and you extend invitation to her to come if she wants to, and she's not the type to like come along on those type of things and like put herself in your world, then those type of women, they tend to become bored more. They tend to become bored easily, and what happens usually is, okay, they're not doing those things with you, whether you're not inviting her or you're not, or she just doesn't want to, like she's not interested in your world. A lot of times that another guy might come along and she might be interested in something he's doing, and then it becomes like, it doesn't go straight to sexually right away, but if she's spending time with another dude and y'all happen to be married or a rocky relationship and you don't know that's happening, over time, like that relationship with the other dude is going to start to grow, and like you just are going to see the problems. She's probably going to end up cheating on you.
Definitely. But now I'm kind of getting it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically when she's not all into things you like, per se. Not, I mean, granted, I feel like you and your woman should have other hobbies.
Yeah.
But like, y'all should have something in common. Like,
y'all should definitely have something in common, and she doesn't have to be fully all into the things you're doing, but she needs to at least want to be a part of your world somewhat, you know what I'm saying? So she's not finding times when she's sitting at home bored and things like that. And she also needs, you know what I'm saying, to have that feminine bonding time. That's why like you want your girl to have like positive woman relationships with other women, like not women that's gonna have her in the club twerking or out on girls trips to Miami and shit like that. Like ones that they come together. I don't know, they drink tea and go to brunch and like book clubs and or they work out together and shit like that. You want her to have positive relationships with women, so she has her own stuff going on, but then she's also plays a role into your world. So she's not this bored woman that like, cause you like it's plenty of complications of videos. Like you'll see women like, how have you cheated? Why? It's cause I get bored easily and then I was bored or it just wasn't right for me. And those are literally like the ones that if she tells you she gets bored easily, avoid her at all costs. Like no matter like, cause that's a huge red flag right there. It's like you're probably gonna have to do too much to where you're kind of taking away from your purpose just to make sure she's not bored. But if it's your woman, like, and you can't just have her slaving for you in the house all day doing this and that and the third. Like you need to make sure she has time with other females and also make her a part of your world.
I definitely agree with that, especially making her a part of your world, because I feel like that's real life bonding, like a bonding experience, like when you and your significant other can do things together, like not just getting food. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a big one. Like if all you and your partner do is get food, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I feel like that's a lot of relationships. Like y'all still need to like do stuff, like other stuff, maybe go for a walk. Mm-hmm. Like,
and it's like if you have one and a woman and she's not interested in anything that you have going on, then she's probably just not the one for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you know what I'm saying? Like of course, like sometimes you might want to just go to the track or to the gun show with your guys, but if the times you do invite her and want her to come, she doesn't want to come and it's like no apparent reason behind that, she's probably not the woman for you.
Definitely, because most women, like, they kind of want to be at your hip to a certain degree.
Hell yeah. If a woman that really like loves you and she sees you living in your truth and your purpose, she's gonna want to be a part of that in some type of way. Unless she's like I said, unless she's just not the one for you.
Definitely,
which, that's okay too. You can bow gracefully from things like that.
Definitely, like even when it comes down to errands, like I've had people like, and like I be seeing posts about it, be like, even if it just come like run errands with me, just like be here with me. Like girls love that shit. Like I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I hate doing that shit. Like when it's opposite, like Shawty's like, let's go to Target. I do not like going to Target. I do not like it at all. Cause we be in there forever, my guy.
Yeah. That's just like part of like being with a woman is like developing it. Like if you're gonna go out with her anywhere that has to do with options, and
you're gonna need patience.
Yeah, you're gonna need patience like a motherfucker. Like you're gonna need patience, but also when she asks you questions, like be decisive. Like, cause she's probably gonna ask you questions like, "Oh, do you like these shoes or these shoes?" Just like if even if you don't have a clear choice, just pick one, but let her know that she look great in both. But make a decision first before you say that.
Definitely, and I definitely learned that I just be picking shit. Like when I say I gives no hoots. Like she was like, "Oh, do you like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a cute color." Like, "Yeah, I like that." Like, and I have no, because we in truth, I don't think most men care.
Yeah,
like we really don't.
That's facts. That's definitely facts.
So you already don't care anyway. So it's like, but you still sometimes gotta go because that's your woman, and I feel like it should be the same. Like, but she should care. She should care. Like when you're doing something, she definitely should show like interest, because we all want somebody to show interest in what we do.
Yeah. Facts. It's like it like I said, it doesn't have to be all the time. Doesn't have to be every time, but it needs to be at least some of the time, so you don't have that quote unquote bored woman, because that's like that sneaky trait. That's like, okay, she might be a good woman, she might be a good mother, she might do this, but if she's bored all the time, is going to be a problem. Now she has idle hands and an idle mind, and it's easy for like a woman to be swayed into doing or going to activities that she shouldn't be in that moment. As far as like fucking with her, like I don't know, like boom, she worked with a dude, you're gone somewhere on the weekend, and you didn't invite her, whatever you was doing. And now and she's so bored all the time, and I don't know, she might go on a run with another dude or some shit like that, and that just opens up like doors that you don't want to have open in your relationship. But you also got to know if Like some women, like they so stuck into validation and just being stuck in their world that they might just not want to have anything to do with what you're doing. And again, like you gotta leave those type of women alone.
Definitely. And I like how you said like her having friends like good girlfriends, because that's gonna be a big part of your success. Like she needs that, like good one. So like when you're out of town, she is busy. Like
it should literally, and it's just rejuvenating for her to be in her feminine energy around other women, around love. Like when you get toward the end of that book, I just finished that book too, by the way, The Way of the Superior Man. It tells you like, as a man, you need that time, that cutting through the bullshit time with your guys at least once a week, to where y'all are having those iron and strengthening iron type conversations, and like sometimes y'all just fucking celebrating but it's still like y'all challenging each other and making sure y'all doing the right things in y'all life versus and it says like sometimes you might have to arrange that time for your woman to be with other women. I'm saying like it just depends on who she is and type of background she come from and who she kind of has in her life, because like you might get with a girl and all her friends might fall off, and then it's like she doesn't really have no more. Those are the moments where you kind of like, you know what I'm saying, push her to get into some activities that's going to put her around positive women.
Definitely. Activities that puts her around positive women. Mm-hmm. Like, so whether it's like either maybe a workout or like going somewhere where it's probably just women though. Mm-hmm. I would say you were probably like for that real feminine energy, because once men and women get involved, that's where I feel like things get a little twisted, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Or like even if it was your mom, like I feel like, I mean, your mom should be a positive influence, like like I feel like that wouldn't be something bad. Like
definitely is like, you know, you have a positive mom and like, or
your
like
mom
just
going to the club and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, but if your mom, she does positive things, positive activities, it's good for a woman to have that rejuvenating time around other women, and that's also gonna keep y'all polarized, and you and your masculinity and her femininity. Because now when y'all coming back together, you've been rejuvenated by the masculine energy being around your guys, and she's been rejuvenated by the feminine energy being around her, like her girls or just women in general.
Definitely.
Right. But yeah, man, we can hop right into the next topic, man. We're gonna delve kind of deep into anxiety and like personal experience with it. How y'all can deal with anxiety, because to me it's just like, anytime I've had anxiety in life, it's always been like being worried about what's about to happen, or worried about like the future, not being like present in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to me, like I've never really had that problem with women. I know a lot of guys do, but with women, I always could be kind of free flowing and outside of my head. So it's been easy with that. Personally, it's been dealing with like knowing I'm about to get in trouble, or knowing, or just thinking about something too hard, because like, you know what I'm saying, I grew up with a speech impediment, like a stutter. So me thinking about what I have to say, that shit used to bring so much anxiety to me. It's like I would stutter automatically because I had to think, like I had too much time to think about it. A lot of it came from like just smoking weed and stuff like that. And as far as like the getting in trouble part, like the only time in my life I had a panic attack was when like I got a call that like I was like that the police was looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom called me, told me that they busted in the crib and all that, and literally my heart started racing, because it's like I know about that. Like I'm worried about what's gonna happen next type shit, and like I feel like the best way to combat that is just staying present and in the moment when you're dealing with stuff like that, whether it's women, whether it's public speaking, whether it's just going in social anxiety, like worrying about being around people and thinking about what other people are thinking, you know?
I totally agree. And it's crazy how like, just a little side tangent, how like sometimes your hindrances become like your greatest asset. Because like you having that now, like you a lock. Like you're a great speaker.
Yeah, and it took time, and like literally, like I'll tell you, like I don't even remember knowing I had like when the stutter started, but like I just remember I used to get excited and thinking about what I'm about to say. Like, I remember I was in kindergarten. We were doing like show and tell all in a circle, and we was going around, and it got to me, and I went to the theme park. And I was so excited to tell the story about the theme park that I stuttered like all the way through. So then, what happened after that? Oh, like randomly in class, they brought the speech teacher in, and she took me to another classroom, and she's just showing me cards with different things on it, different words, asked me to say it, and I'm flying through it like that. So they told my parents, like, I mean, he seems like we don't know why he was stuttering, but it seems like he's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all want to put him in speech class? And my parents was like, nah. They just told me like, yo, slow the fuck down when you talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of helped me throughout my life.
That's great. I love that for you, man. Me personally, like when it comes down to anxiety, especially like in this, I would say like I was always just nervous, like. So it was just I just wouldn't talk. And like it was probably some of the complete opposite. Like I just won't talk. Like you asked me, like it was kind of the same thing. Like they would ask me questions, I'm not saying shit. Like I'm not speaking in front of people because like I was so nervous. And now looking back at it, yeah, it was anxiety.
Mm-hmm. And it's like we get that shit so young nowadays. Like as soon as. And it comes from too, like when you in those anxiety moments, you're probably breathing more shallowly, probably mouth breathing more often. Hey. And these are things we learn when we get in school around other kids, and we're not taught like just chill the fuck out. Stop worrying about what everybody in the room thinking. Like 9 times 10, nobody's even thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, probably the whole class, we all in our head thinking about what everybody else thinking about. So. Everybody got anxiety, and I feel like that shit transfers from kid to kid to kid and from person to person because they say like the average teen girl has the anxiety of a mental patient in like the 60s and 70s now.
That's crazy, but I'm not surprised because think about it, like I was always in my head, even like now, like I be having full on conversations with myself.
Yeah, and like sometimes that's good, but when you're out and about and around people, it's always good to be present. And I've noticed like my triggers of things that make me be in my head more. Like if I go out and I just smoked a fat ass blunt, it's like now I'm more so paranoid. Now I'm more so in my head. I'm thinking about what's going on over there instead of just taking things as they come. And, like feeling through the room, feeling the energy in the room, and being like outside of my head. You know what I'm saying? And those things, like just knowing like, okay, I need to be present. Like right now. Present as fuck. I'm not thinking about nothing, just kind of talking as I go, and it's easier to communicate. It's easier to like be more open and stuff like that when you're acting that way rather than just being so reserved and closed off and shelled up and like just thinking so much, you know.
That is very true, but in my opinion, that's all anxiety really is being in your head, and the way you deal with it. That's different for every person. Because it was in this book, like it's your stress response. Like I feel like it's very important. Like y'all at home, Google it. Google what your stress response is, or figure it out. Because your stress response is gonna how you deal with everything.
Facts.
My thing, I go into my own head. Like I'll when you start imagining stuff, like.
Scenarios and shit. Yeah.
Like that's mine. So like if I get too stressed out, that's what I do. I just start going in my head. So like I'm completely not here. like completely. Like you have to really like get my attention for me to even notice you type shit.
It's like in the Avengers when Doctor Strange he stopped for a moment and he's going through all the scenarios and shit like that.
Yeah, you gotta snap him back.
Yeah, it's like you gotta chill sometimes. Like a lot of the stuff you thinking is not even gonna happen. So and it's like if it hasn't happened yet, don't fucking worry about it, you know? Like, that's just how it is. And if it's easier, it's a lot easier when you live in the right way, because that's why a lot of dudes in the streets and stuff so paranoid, because they not living right. So it's like some of that anxiety and paranoia is warranted, because, yeah, shit could happen to them. But if you live in the right way, you being the best version of yourself, you penetrating the world with love and kindness, then you're gonna be fine. There's no reason to have anxiety. But if you're doing that and you're the best version of yourself, you probably have minimal anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely. And I feel like one way to overcome it too, you have to like just by doing it, being more social. Like that's the only way I can think of to overcome it.
Man.
Simple as that.
Even like to me, like a lot of people, they get like avoidant, like they'll walk a different way just because of a group of people over here, and those are the things that's going to increase your anxiety. You gotta, like, as long as there's no imminent danger, like, just go the way you was gonna go regardless, and like those are the things that's gonna like lessen that anxiety, and especially like that social anxiety just from like being around people. Like, speak to people, stay out of your head, and focus on your breath. Focusing on your breath is a good way to stay present and out your head.
Literally, and I feel it was in this book, like, you're supposed to do one thing, like, I might was in the book you were reading, like, do one thing that's like out of the norm every single day. And for me, I'm trying to do that. It's really people, because like I still like feel that way now. Like, that's why like when we running, I'm always trying to wave at people, like, speak.
It gets you out your comfort zone. One thing I've been doing is you might not even peeped it, but like every time you pull it up these past couple of days, I said I gave you a little compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he said I look big.
Yeah, I said that. I think I said something about something you had on the other day, and I think today I just said you was like walking strong. Like, that was the first thing that came to my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of practicing that. Like, first time I see somebody, give them a compliment. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make them feel good, and it's like break the ice on like conversations and stuff like that.
I like that a lot. I see, now I'm gonna steal it. As simple as that. I'm gonna take it. Next person I see, I like them shoes you got on, my guy. Simple as that.
Facts. That's gonna make a lot of people around you like it's just gonna make your energy better. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like it's been doing for me. So definitely good.
Boom. And this is like, have you ever, I remember you saying you had a panic attack and stuff, like, for people that does deal with like more severe versions of anxiety, like, what is the best way to fix it? Like, is there like, do you know of any right now fixes?
Like, for like
Like,
panic
let's
attacks?
say anything. Yeah, for panic attacks.
To me, it's just it's probably focusing on your breath, meditating more often. I think being preemptive, like proactive to it instead of reactive, is probably big, because I think you can prevent it before it happens. Like, when it happens, I really, like, to me, it was just that one time, and the only thing I could do is just like, try to calm down and slow my breathing down, breathe deeper, make sure I'm breathing fully. But I think it just starts with like meditating before that, and not being so worried about what's going to happen in the future, so it prevents it. I mean, it's probably, I wish we had a specialist on them, because like, to me, it was like literally that one time. It's the only time in my life I had it, but I knew exactly what it was when it started happening. Like, my heart just started beating so fast out of nowhere on my chest. My body started shaking and stuff like that. So it was just like, and it took me a minute to calm down, because I'm like, oh my, it's just like your fucking world. It just feel like everything's still around you, but you just moving so fast, and it's like, just being able. I feel like people can have heart attacks and stuff like that if you're not that careful. I think stress management is also good to prevent those type of things. But yeah,
I like how you said being proactive too. So like, if you know you're going in a place that may make you a little, you think, uncomfortable or edge, prepare yourself before. Like, make sure you get those deep breaths. Be like, it's okay. Like, and that's another thing. Talk to yourself. Sometimes you just gotta talk to yourself. Be like, if I'm ever like in a stressful situation, I just tell myself, yo, it's gonna be okay. Like, I promise you. Even like with my little brother, like, he's the same way. Like, cause he's a kid, so like when he enters certain rooms, like when he don't know nobody, like we went to this basketball game. Okay, and it's a lot. Like, he went in, he really was not vibing with it, because he was like, it's too much noise, blah blah blah. Like, and it really was just too much for him at one time. It was just too many people he did not know, and his other kids. Like, he probably thinking like, oh, what they looking like. He put on his hood, like,
anxiety, like a motherfucker.
Literally, and like, not mind you, like, being a responsible older brother, I'm seeing the signs. So like, I take him out, I'm like, hey, everything's gonna be okay, blah blah blah. Gave him a little pep talk. He was good. He sat there the whole time, and he had a great time. But I'm just saying, like, know the signs in your friends too, like,
yeah,
like people
that's
around
big.
you.
That's big, especially these kids that growing up this social media age. It's definitely conducive to building stress and anxiety, because you spend so much time looking at what other people are doing, and like, even like, I'm pretty sure it's people that can just get panic attacks just from scrolling on social media. Like, that shit definitely is like serious, but I think it's just. It's a stress response to like I guess like a very instant level of stress, like out of nowhere type shit. Cause literally, I was just smoking a blunt before that shit happened, and everything like my whole, like that shit fucked me up. Like that shit fucked me. It was late at night. I was cooling with a girl. The mom called me. She sounded like very upset. I said, hold on. I dropped the girl back off at the dorm. Then I called my mom back. She started telling me like, yeah, police came, bust the door down. They had her in handcuffs and all that stuff. Middle of the night, I was like, that shit had your boy shaking. For real.
I was about to say that'll probably have anybody shaking, especially to get the phone call like, damn, they looking for me.
And I'm not even in that city. Like, I was in the city. I was in Norfolk.
Exactly. Like, that is too crazy. But definitely, like, I feel like you just gotta just slow it down. And that's another thing. Weed or any kind of drugs do not help with that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're feeling like you got anxiety, smoking is the last thing you should honestly do. Because literally, that literally increases your anxiety.
Yeah, it's especially like heavy smoking. Know what I'm saying? Like, maybe gives you some CBD or something that'll like definitely decrease it and help with that. And it's definitely a lot of other herbs and stuff that'll help with it. But drugs in general is just gonna increase it. And to me, I'm not a very fan of taking like prescription anxiety medicine like Xanax and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of that.
To be honest, now that we're on the topic, I don't like none of that. Like medication for like depression, anxiety, I don't like none of it because I feel like it's just big pharma. Like they just trying to sell you some shit. Like that shit does not work. Or if it does work, it's not gonna be good for you in the long run. Or like what happens when you don't have it. Like so. I feel like it's okay to self-medicate, but like know what you're taking. Like, don't take take something that's gonna get you off the medicine. Like, you know how like elderberry, like roots like that, like stuff is good. Like stuff like that is more expensive, but like it cures whatever. Like it gives you all the vitamins and everything you're gonna need. Get something that's gonna cure it, not just manage symptoms.
Yeah, or suppress it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Boom. But this is a big one. This is a big one for me, and I feel like it goes around on social media a lot. Like I know you heard the term princess treatment, right?
Yeah.
Boom. That be my thing. Like I feel like women should definitely get treated like a princess. Like I feel like that's literally their role. But what comes with princess treatment? Like I feel like women, they don't understand like to get princess treatment, you got to be a princess. Like, and I feel like
you have to be in. Well, see, the problem is princess treatment usually comes from the father, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I think in relationships, like a strong relationship is going to be that kind of, like, not on no weird shit, but like that father-daughter type of role where you're kind of guiding and leading her, and you're trying, like, you're setting the standards in a relationship. But a lot of women is like they want that type of treatment, but they don't want to play the roles. It's the same thing as like women wanting a traditional man but not being traditional woman, you know?
That's exactly what it is. Cause I look at it like, okay, a prince, okay, we can say a queen, like, but like they say princess treatment, but we can say in this instance a queen. Boom. I feel like a queen is her job to like run stuff around, not like the castle, but like the castle, and to like help the king when he needs it. Like, but I think today's problem, the women, they want to be the king. Like, you can't tell a king what to do, like, cause it like, let's say you tell a king what to do and he just automatically does it. You damn near the king, like you ruling shit. You feel me?
Like, if your woman has masculine energy, y'all gonna be butting heads like that if she's living too far in like her masculine energy on a daily basis. Like,
and that's what my biggest thing is. I feel like when people say you want princess treatment, you gotta act like a princess. It's like knowing your role, like, and I feel like everybody's role is gonna be different with the relationship they choose to be in. Me personally, I'm not like you. Like my girlfriend could. I don't have a girlfriend, but like my supposedly girlfriend can tell me something. It's gonna be some okay. You take it in consideration, but you still make your own choice.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. And some girls just not okay with it. Like, but that is more masculine, more of a masculine woman. But at the same time, like, no, like you're supposed to be a king. Like you're supposed to rule your kingdom. Like simple as that. And that's everything. So like, it's here and then it's here. Like, you should spoil your woman, wife, whatever you want to call her. You should spoil her, but like it should come with certain stipulations.
Yeah, it definitely should. And you know, like I've said on here before, my way or the highway, but it's really the divine way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be acting in which ways is gonna fulfill you best, with whether that's in your purpose or through love or whatever. And she needs to be acting the same way as far as like she wants that queen treatment, that princess treatment. She needs to understand like a king is what makes a woman a queen. You know what I'm saying? So it does come with certain things, and you are going to be setting the structure and all the things for the relationship. But like, and of course your queen, she's going to be your greatest confidant. Like, she's going to be like the one you speaking to the most. Like, especially like, well, throughout the relationship, she's going to be the one you're talking to the most. And she, like that, it's like the first lady or the president. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, she's not gonna make the decisions or influence the well, she might have some influence on the decisions, but she's not making the decisions. Of course, when Biden's at night, yeah, he's talking to Jill, but Jill, she knows her place. She knows, like, I think she just said, like, it's like, look at all Biden has done so far. Like, and you know, people have their opinions about whether he's done shit or not. You know what I'm saying? But she's playing that role how she should, as far as like she wants that queen treatment. So in public, she's respecting her man, respecting his choices, and doing that. But you never know, behind closed doors, she might be totally disagreeing with the things she's got. She's still respecting him, but she just understands, like, okay, I want this certain treatment, and I want these certain things out the relationship. I need to act in a way that's gonna fulfill me most, like in my feminine energy the most.
And that's exactly what it is. Like, knowing your role, like knowing, like, yeah. And that's another thing. Don't ever like go against your king in public. You can't do that. And that happens. Like, that legit happens a lot. Like, I know you've seen like a woman and a man arguing in public.
Yeah, and it reflects so badly on the man, because now you're arguing with a woman, and to me it's like, okay, that's not the way to. When a woman is riled up and stuff like that, you're not supposed to match that. You're supposed to match the energy, but not in the same way. Like, you're not supposed to get all angry and aggressive. It's best to attack it with love and attack it with humor and kindness. Know what I'm saying? And if she doesn't change off that, then you might be with the wrong woman. Know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that.
As simple as that. And you gotta let her go. Like, because like really your woman is a reflection of you, like, and that's my biggest thing. Like, I hold it so highly. That's why I said when you're choosing a woman, like, think like, is this someone like that's gonna make me look good? Like, because that's all really a queen. I feel like that's one of her main duties, is to look good in your eyes, and to be a good person, like even behind closed doors. So like when you come around people, like, yeah, you can bring your queen, like, oh yeah, like LeBron and Savannah, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love LeBron James, but Savannah looks good, like, it looks like, and she's not one that be going off on social media too.
She's not at all, and that's like something that I always see, to where no matter what problems they've ever had, or if he's ever stepped out or did this or that or the third, we'll never know about it. Like, it's been rumors. Some people try to say LeBron like to dabble with the snow buddies, like when he was back in Miami and things like that, but it's never been any concrete evidence on it, and Savannah's never spoken on anything. And those things, like, just it shows how much she respects and values him and the things that he's done for her. Like, and for that, she has the position she has. Now, I'm saying a lot of women would want to be in that position next to a billionaire, but do they understand what it takes? Nah, I'm saying.
Exactly. And this is just from the outside looking in. Not saying he did, because I hear black men don't cheat. Yeah, but even if he did, like, preach, my brother. But even if, like, let's say he did, she's never brought it to the media or, like, went off on a tangent or something. Like, we have not heard about it. That's what you have to have, literally.
Yeah, especially if she wants that queen, princess treatment. Like, these girls, they watch all these Disney movies growing up, and everything is just supposed to be given to them on a golden platter, like, oh, here's your crown. Like, nah, it's like especially for a man that's his best version of himself, it's high value. He needs to, or she needs to, like, understand, like, this comes with certain shit. If I want to be with a guy like this, if I want to be in charge of a nigga and calling the shots, then I need to go get a more feminine dude, you know what I'm saying, that's not all the way in his masculine energy. That's probably not going to be the best version of himself. It's probably going to be somewhat of a bum, you know what I'm saying, if he's letting you make all the decisions and you seem like the more masculine one.
Exactly. I feel like women, like, they think it's supposed to be handed to them, like literally on the silver power. But anyway, you still have to work for that. Like, Savannah, like, she had to, like, every girl has to learn how to be a mother. Like, there's certain traits you have to know. Like, you should know how to cook. Like, you should know how to clean. Not saying that should be your only purpose, but I just feel like that's stuff somebody needs to fucking know. Mm-hmm. Like, he knows how to make a fucking $1 billion. Like, the least you can do is, like, you know what I mean, know how to, like, take care of the household. And that was a little misogynistic.
Nah, I don't think so. I think that was right on point. I think, like, a feminist might
hear
that and say misogyny. But
if I just put that clip in there, it's gonna be like,
yeah. It's like, it's definitely truth to it. It's like it has to be some type of dynamic in there for it to work successfully. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as a man, you're gonna have, like, your roles. To be honest, like, the relationship is gonna be more important to the woman. The love and all that stuff is gonna be more important to the woman. But you know that, and you know, like, okay, that's the gift that I can give to the woman, and the purpose and the mission, the goals. Those are gonna be the more so important things to you. So just understanding those dynamics. Like, we ain't telling a woman shut up and be in the kitchen. We already were saying earlier that. Yeah, she needs to have her own hobbies. She needs to be integrated inside your world somewhat. She can't just be, oh, good woman, good wife, good cleaner, and good mom. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, like, that's gonna create that bored woman if that's all she is.
Definitely, that is true. But it's still good. Like, she still has stuff to know. Like, that'd be my biggest thing. I feel like a lot of women these days, well, technically girls, they don't know how to do, like, basic tasks. Like, I feel like we all joke, like, with people, like, oh, you don't know how to cook, blah, blah, blah. Bro, most girls nowadays cannot cook. I promise you. Bro, I don't think I ever told you. I had a girl set off the fucking fire alarm in my shit. Like, damn. Real life set that bitch off. I seen the kitchen smoky as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She's looking, burnt some shit up. I'm like, all right, we gonna have to do something else. And then in that moment, I knew I could not fuck with this bitch. Like, how the fuck you set off a fire alarm in a nigga apartment?
Yeah, and it's like, of course, as a man, you need to be able to cook and clean for yourself. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like if the relationship is gonna be more important to her than it is to you. She needs to understand, okay, let me make this guy's life easier. Like, that's part of, like, the whole purpose of you wanting to be in a relationship, so you have things that are a little bit easier for you. Of course, you know what I'm saying, you might do special stuff, might cook for her one night, but it's like, as a man, if you're focused on the mission and the goals and stuff, it's like, the less things you have to think about, the more focused you can be on the goals when you're working on the goals, you know?
Exactly. And if it's same for the woman, like, you got to really ask yourself, like, what are you bringing to this table? Like, especially if the man already got money, like, it got to be more than coochie. I can promise you that, because coochie is not keeping a rich man. There's no way, because he can get coochie whenever now. So it's not like he only needs yours. Granted, not saying he should cheat, but I'm just saying, like, you have to bring more. Like, it was this girl, like, you know who fucking, I can't remember her name anyway.
Let's just say that.
But she was just like, your mom, girls complain they don't know how to cook. Your mom didn't teach you how to suck dick, but you know how to suck dick. And she's Asian. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, that's a good example, but it's like, yeah, it's like a lot of women, especially, like, in this Western culture, they don't know those things. Like, you see, but and a lot of them don't care to, because you got women like Cardi B capping, talking about they don't cook and they don't clean, but she really do cook and clean, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's always definitely something to learn, and that's the the reason why I was saying like it's not my way or the highway, it's the divine way or the highway, and the divine way is gonna be what's ever best for both of y'all growth and development and reaching that fullest, deepest core purposes y'all have. You know what I'm saying? So of course for a woman it's gonna be learning how to cook is probably gonna be part of that. It's probably gonna be part of that growth and development, and that's what you want for your woman to be that fullest version of herself as well.
Definitely, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's a horrible influence, Cardi B. She literally said, "I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got this ring."
Yeah, shit. Let me tell you how I got this ring.
Literally, I promise you that shit does not work.
The pussy, like no, she has a ring because it because one, Offset, you know, he's not the most masculine dude for one, and two, it's probably him to do. Like I'm pretty sure he does like love her and that's the mother of his kids and all that. But I'm pretty sure like he wouldn't just marry any old stripper. Like she's built up some status for herself, and some dudes are attracted to that for whatever reason.
Exactly, and that's the thing that she got that y'all girls don't got. She got money, so like it's kind of different. Like men will, well, not the most masculine men, but like. Some men will put up with women just because they have a little status or money. Yeah,
and like I'm pretty sure he knows some about her past and all that. But like we were saying, like with the Wanda and Leon stuff, it's like kind of to each his own. If he feels like that's what's gonna fulfill him, like it's just what it is for him. To me personally, with all that history, the stripperness and the bad influence on younger women. I wouldn't personally do it, but you see, like she knows the stuff she puts out as a bad influence. She said, once she tried to say she don't make music for kids, but it's marketed to kids, and she don't even let her own daughter listen to her music. So that tells you a lot.
It definitely does.
To me, that's not a person. That's a good person when they're putting stuff like that out to other women, but when it comes to their own daughter, they're like, oh, I'm gonna protect you from this whole shit.
I mean, it's smart, but like you just know, like you shouldn't be. If she wouldn't let her daughter listen to it, you should not. You definitely shouldn't have your daughter listening to it. Simple as that. Like me, like everything we put out, like I feel like it's good stuff. It's knowledgeable. Like I wouldn't mind. Like I like how you brought up like last episode. You was talking about legacy. Like this is legit a legacy. Like our kids gonna can go back and Google this shit. Like
see us talk for hours and hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? Us being here or not. God willing, we're gonna be here.
Oh yeah, gotta be. I said I'm living to about 103. I need it. Boom. And I was thinking about this one for a while now. Really, I think I seen it in a movie. It was because my niece came over. My niece came over the crib, and I was just thinking like, wow, kids are a lot. Like kids are a lot to deal with. Mm-hmm. And then like I started thinking about that family dynamic, like men being with women, blah blah blah. And I just started thinking, when you're really ready to settle down, like, real life, like, tied a knot for real, I feel like you go through a point, well, I haven't been through this point, but, like, you go through a point where, like, cheating is just not worth it. And I feel like that's the problem why men cheat, like, when they're younger. Like everybody probably cheated, like, probably when they were younger a little bit. But, like, I feel like men cheat when they're younger because there's so much they haven't experienced yet. So when they do get these new opportunities, it's like, why not?
Yeah, I just think about it's just like literally the knowledge and the influence to be promiscuous on men nowadays. But definitely when you say men, when you say cheating not being worth it no more, I think it comes to a time like, especially if you have a good enough woman, it's just you'll think about your decisions more and you'll like. And then also having certain knowledge and understanding, like it's okay for me to be attracted to women. It's okay for me to glance, but I don't need to internalize it. I don't need to let that attraction just sit either in my head where I'm fantasizing or down here to where I want to just bust a nut so quickly, you know what I'm saying, and just fuck something. I can, when see a woman, I'm attracted to something, like let me fully embrace that energy, let me feel it throughout my whole body, and then let me take that energy and put it into something else. And I think the older you get, you start to understand that more and more to where like I don't have to act on every sexual urge I have, and a lot of times it's not worth it. A good example I seen where it was like it was telling dudes to like, yo, you don't have to act on every single sexual urge. Like it's okay. And then sometimes ask your homie, like, boom, if you came to me and you was like, yeah, I've been talking to this side joint for a few weeks or months and I don't know if I should hit it or not. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, nigga, either go fuck her or cut her off. Know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you to make that decision in that moment. And in that moment, you'll probably decide, like, all right, is it worth it or not? You're gonna really weigh it. And if it's not worth it, if it's not worth fucking up your marriage or your relationship because the girl might say something or put it out there and shit like that, if you're thinking like that, then you just not gonna do it, and then boom, you cut her off and it's over. But yeah, like I think it just really comes with knowledge and age and really having a good woman that you want to keep, or you have multiple wives and you really want to keep those wives, and you are being honest and truthful to them and saying that, okay, I'm not gonna step out.
Definitely. And I like how you brought up about like the energy, because that's all it is. Like once you feeling like we can call it lust, like, or this attraction to another girl, like feel the energy, but like no, you gotta put it somewhere. Like you can't just keep that energy stored up in your body. That's gonna fuck you up. Like in one way or the other, it's gonna fuck you up. So you gotta find somewhere to release it, and that's just what it is. It just how you release it is just what kind of person you are.
Because literally, we get like growing up from like boom, when you start watching porn, it fucks up your nervous system and how you respond to sexual attractiveness. It becomes, okay, I'm aroused, now I need to release, and that fucks niggas up. That gives niggas like erectile dysfunctions and all type of shit like that. And over time, you learn, okay, I need to rewire my brain. Like when I'm sexually aroused, like I need to put that energy somewhere else. Don't let it store up in your dick, and you're gonna be having that. Everybody kind of had that urge where they feel like, damn, I need to release. Know what I'm saying? And don't store it up in your head too long, and you'll just keep fantasizing about a woman, and then you'll be so overly excited when you finally do get to one. So it's definitely about transmuting that energy when you feel it, and definitely embrace it. It's a beautiful thing that we are attracted and aroused by a different woman, but we need be, especially like if you have a good woman, you're gonna be more selective of how and when you disperse that energy.
Simple as that. And I feel like it's good if you do have that woman. You can talk. I feel like you should be able to talk to her about it. Like, I mean, me personally, I couldn't imagine going up to my girlfriend and be like, "Hey, babe, I think this bitch attractive. I'm trying to fuck her." But like, I feel like maybe somebody out there can do that.
I mean, to me, it's like if that's like the real truth, then okay. But it just depends, because 9 times out of 10, if you're doing that, it's like your main goal is just to get a nut. When really we shouldn't just be trying to get a nut every time we fucking saying. We trying to give our gift to the world. We trying to penetrate. We trying to have a rejuvenating spiritual experience when we fucking. At least that's how we should be. Like when you're younger, it's just about fucking and getting a nut. And for a lot of people nowadays, like especially the bots, like it's just about fucking and getting a nut. So, but like to me, like if you're a dude and that's your truth, and there's another joint that you want to fuck, like it's definitely better to be honest about it, and then you give your girl time to, you give her the option to where if she wants to still be with you through that or not. And a lot of times if you do the best version of yourself, she's not gonna see a better option for her, so 9 times out of 10 she will stay. But it's definitely dangerous waters. Like make sure you ready for the slip or punch or whatever. Like
real life,
that shit can definitely get dangerous for you.
Definitely. But like I feel like that'd be a lot better than fucking jacking your dick.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because jacking your dick, you're that response I talked about earlier with your nervous system, and you're gonna have that habit of arousal, fantasizing, and then let me release, and that's all you're gonna want out of sex is a nut. And to me, it's like it's definitely more to it. First, it's about procreation, and then it's about sharing your gift, sharing the love, sharing that masculine energy with a woman.
Exactly. I like that. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, I don't think I just want to fuck no more. Like, I think I'm more into making love. Like, I feel like that's my thing. Like, that's my thing. Like, cause like the quickies, like, in it, like having sex in the car. If you're having sex with a girl in the car, you're literally looking. It's just a nut. It's not gonna be. I feel like it's not gonna be as passionate.
It can be. It just depends how you do it. I'm saying it just depends. It can be passionate, but 9 times out of 10.
I was about to say, you lighting a candle in the car, my guy.
Like, nah, it don't even have to be that. But a lot of times women like spontaneous shit. Like, it don't even have to be in the car. You could fucking, like, especially if you're a girl, you've been fucking for a while. You don't want to keep doing the same things in the same places. You might want to pull over at the park and pull out the car and ravish her on the grass. So I'm saying you might want to do that. You might want to do that sometimes. That can be a very passionate thing as well. So I definitely get you saying about just like, nah, you just trying to do some quick shit because you need to release real quick. I'm saying you should be trying to get your gift and ravish the world. And it shouldn't. Definitely, your focus definitely shouldn't be on a nut. It should be on feeling through the world and like feeling through her body, like focusing on your breath, focusing on her breath, and just that shared energy experience.
Definitely a shared energy experience. So now that's what we was talking about when cheating. Like, when I feel like when you're cheating like so early on, it's more so for that nut.
Yeah,
like you just want that nut. So like it's different if you're cheating for the nut or cheating for like to spread your love. Like it's definitely a difference. So I feel like next time you finna do some dumb shit, just think about that. Like, do I just want this nut, or like am I really just trying to share the love?
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, what it is casual sex. It tends to bring chaos into your life. And, like, you speaking from a casual sex, this comes from a casual sex expert. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't benefit you in any positive way, to be honest. Like, you might get a little clout in the moment if you're a young dude still in school and shit like that. But long term, it doesn't bring anything but probably chaos to your life. You know, you might be lucky for a couple times, but something's gonna happen to you because of a woman.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm. You let her into your life. You let her into your kingdom. Anything happen after that?
That's your fault.
Yeah, definitely your fault.
That is definitely your fault. How much time we got?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. You want to wrap her up?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You ready? Mm-hmm. And boom, that is the end of today's episode, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we provided a lot of value today, man. Definitely.
I feel like we did, but we provide hella value. But today was a little bit special.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just was feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Felt like a little extra value from JU and Kingmeechyyy over here. And I was saying the Island God Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world, the most value from it. We not faking up here like some people. We not going. We like everybody a little hypocritical, but I don't know. I be seeing niggas picking and choosing between situations and shit on their podcast. Like, they might say one dude is a snitch, but the other dude, he's not a snitch because he ain't snitching the same way as the other dude and things like that. Which to me, like, I don't care about niggas snitching and shit like that. That's just an example. Now I'm saying niggas be picking and choosing, selective politicking. I say
definitely. You gotta call a spade, man.
Facts. And then, what it is up here is we like truth. You know what I'm saying? If you like truth, you like the Island God Talk, man.
Simple as that. And I just want to say thank y'all, man, for liking the video, because I know y'all did. Make sure y'all leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Come fuck with the Islanders.
Yes, sir. We out.
Later.